welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan, and it has been a while since I've been able to do any like big project videos, because if you've been here for a while, you'll know we haven't owned our own home in a while, but we finally bought a house about 6 months ago, and I am in the middle of doing one of our first bigger renovations. And what it is converting our little room next to our master bedroom. It's like a study, could be a small bedroom, into a walk-in master closet slash dressing room, sort of boudoir room, and I'm super excited about it. I just finished up refinishing our 120-year-old Southern Pine floors. These floors were a beast. I learned a ton. I did not do a video on them because I did not feel confident in this project enough to do a video, but I do plan on doing the rest of the home, and I will probably film a video when I do that because I've learned a lot from the first go round. But anyway, I'm gonna show you a little bit around this area, what our master bedroom sort of looks like, and what the little room looks like next to it, and just to give you an idea of what this project is gonna look like and what it's going to entail. So this is actually our master bedroom here, and we removed a closet that was on this wall over here, and I will put a link below to the blog post all about what this looked like, and it is shockingly different now. We did have to replace some of the flooring in here, and this is where I refinished the floors throughout, and I love, love, love how I did this and the way it turned out. But this master bedroom leads into this smaller room next to it, which is what I want to convert into our closet. That leads back out to our entryway there at the top of our stairs. It has a fireplace, 2 windows, and it's very echoey in here. Sorry for that. But it is not very big, it's pretty small. So I want to convert it into our master closet. And so I'm planning to use the Pax system from IKEA. I've used the Pax system before. I really loved using the Pax system. In fact, I'm gonna put a link to the video that I used it last time in our walk-in closet right here so you can see how much of an upgrade this is going to be. Make sure you watch that video because that was like small potatoes compared to what I'm about to do. And so this is the wall that I actually want to put a wardrobe system on. The rest of the room will sort of be like a dressing room slash sort of like lounge. I'm not really sure. I want to have like a big leather chair in here, maybe a bar cart. But this wall here is the wall that would be our actual like closet. So I'm measuring from the molding here by this threshold all the way down to about here. I don't want it to come up all the way to the door, so I want to have a little bit of space. So I know that I have about 10 feet of space according to my measuring tape here. I also want to point out that I will be removing this baseboard here so that the Pax system sits really nice and flush with that wall. And then it would be built in to the wall there and this crown molding here, and build that around the system as well. But the closet will be on this side and it will face this fireplace here. So like I said, I'm using the Pax system to create the wardrobe aspect of this closet, and they have a planner on their website. It's super easy to use. As long as you measure your space, you can find a system that works for pretty much any closet size. You could play around in this Pax planner application for ages, but I pretty much know what I want to create, and I want 3 separate sections to create a his and hers on either side with a shared section in the middle. I'm also adding some lighting, which I think is really cool that IKEA offers this feature, and then everything will be enclosed with doors. So while we waited for our IKEA delivery, we decided to go ahead and start prepping this wall. You can see my husband is using a multi-tool to cut out the existing baseboard. And then I went through and carefully removed it. Didn't want to damage it too much, just in case we're able to use it somewhere else in the home.
It might not be connected to this.
Huh?
So
as you can see, we have an outlet here right in the middle of our baseboard. My husband and I discussed it, and we decided to go ahead and
remove that outlet, cap off the electrical wires. We really didn't need an outlet here.
It got a bit dark on us last night, so I wanted to show you in the light, even though this room, you know, it does not give good light with this really dark saturated color on the walls. I think that has solidified my decision of not having a super dark color on the walls in here when I paint it. But anyway, I'll show you where we cut out the baseboard and what it looks like during the day. So you can see this is where the closet will begin. There's just enough room there for the door to swing open and for me to add a little bit of molding around it, and then it will extend all the way to right here, which I didn't want to make it all the way to the door frame because this door frame is actually a little bit thinner and skinnier than most door frames. So it would have felt a little bit tight passing through. This is what arrived today. I ordered our IKEA stuff yesterday, I think yesterday, and it's here today. It looks a little beat up. I'm not too happy about that, so we'll see how everything sort of unpacks, but I can already see there's some chips here. I don't know if it's gonna be worth taking back if I'm planning to paint it. I might be able to just fix it with a little joint compound or some Bondo or something. I still have quite a few packages left on the porch, but this is a majority of it. And so we'll have to probably spend the weekend putting all this together.
And here's my husband just capping off those electrical wires. We went ahead and put a blank plate over it to keep it nice and safe and secure. And then the closet will be right in front of this, so you won't even see it. After we put together the Pax frames, we were able to fit them right in between those two pieces of baseboard that we cut perfectly, and then I am just attaching them to the wall according to IKEA's directions and recommendations. I also installed some of the components of the closet that I plan to paint, which includes all of the shelves and the glass shelf on my side of the closet. And then I'm using some joint compound to fill all of the holes in the actual frame of the closet, and I'm leaving out the ones where I am planning to install drawers and doors, which did involve some math on my part, but was not too hard to do. After the joint compound was dry, I scraped off the excess with a scraper and just wiped the inside of the Pax down with a microfiber cloth. And I was able to remove all of the excess joint compound and dust, and I did not have to sand anything, which is pretty much the opposite of what I thought I was going to have to do. And now I'm extending the closet to the ceiling. I'm starting by framing out the top. I'm going to frame out the top of the Pax unit and also the ceiling. I just used a level and I cut some 2x2s to match the exact depth and width of the Pax unit itself. One thing to be mindful of when you're doing this is to make sure that you're using the correct length of screws so that you don't screw straight through the closet and have a screw coming through the bottom, and also that you're hitting a stud when you're framing out the top. Instead of using plywood, I ended up using some hardboard. I liked it because it was really easy to cut out around the crown molding that I decided to actually leave on the back wall. Here I am just using a scrap piece that I found in my basement to create a template, and then I'm going to use a jigsaw to cut out that shape so that it fits right up against the crown molding really nice and tight. And then I also used my table saw just to cut my width here so that it fit. And you can see I already installed that back piece against the crown molding. And here I am installing a sheet right on the front of the closet. I'm using my nail gun with 3/4 inch nails to nail that into that frame that I installed earlier. It would have been ideal to have one long sheet of this hardboard here for the front, but because I didn't, I have two seams that I need to fill with some wood filler. I'm just applying it with a putty knife, and then I also made sure to fill my nail holes as well and I'm going to sand it all down when it's dry.
I'm at the point in this project where I finally get to start thinking about priming and painting, which makes me so excited because painting is just instant satisfaction. It is my favorite part of any project. But I have been sharing everything I'm doing on Instagram. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, I'm at Megan Bell Made. Make sure you follow me over there. I share a lot of my projects, what I'm doing in real life, in real time. The best question that I got is, why did I not make that top part storage where I just closed it off? And it's a great question. And I stood in here the other night with a drink and talked to my husband for like an hour about making that extra storage and how we would do it. We would frame it out, we would add doors. The reason that I'm not doing it that way, it just felt like such a big setback to all of a sudden add this new element into the project and navigating what that would look like. And I just didn't have like the space to add that in my heart, in my head, in my life. But also because we just don't need any more storage. This house is amazing. Whoever lived here before added a ton of built-in bookshelves. There's a great attic right here. There's tons of closets. We just don't need the extra storage. So it just didn't feel practical. And then also the other reason that I didn't want to do it is because we are using the IKEA doors on the front of this wardrobe. To find doors to replicate them perfectly was going to be a nightmare. I looked at using IKEA's actual like cabinet doors for their kitchen, and I want this space to feel really elevated, really elegant, and it started to feel messy when I started to add that in. So that is why I'm not doing that. That is why I just simply closed this off. And now I'm cleaning up and gonna continue like taping off some of these areas where I'm gonna spray. Never used a spray gun, so wish me luck because I'm getting ready to learn.
I'm using the Ben Zinsser Shellac Primer. It's the only primer you're going to want to use for this project because it is the only primer that's going to stick to this Pax unit and allow the paint to stick to that. I also recommend doing 2 coats because when you're applying it, it's a little bit hard to see because you're painting white on white, but also it's really going to ensure that you get a really good adhesion with the paint. And now for the fun part, it makes it look like it was so quick and easy, but this was actually really stressful and probably not my favorite way to paint, but a lot quicker than rolling everything out again. Now that the larger components are installed in the closet, I'm working on priming, painting, and putting together the drawers. And as you can see, I had a really great helper during this project. Doing touch-ups was kind of necessary because this does chip a little easily if you're not careful with it. I also made sure to install these rubber stoppers because that definitely makes a difference.
I'm so happy. I love it. It looks so good. It's exactly what I envisioned. But I'm not done yet. I'm missing a few components on the inside of the closet. You know, since the pandemic, every store that we love always has things out of stock, IKEA being the main one for me. Luckily, things usually come back into stock fairly quickly within a couple weeks. So once I get those last few items in, I will be priming them, painting them, and installing them. And then I'm also waiting for door handles for the doors. I ordered some on Etsy and they should be here as well within the next couple weeks. In the meantime, I need to install the crown molding on top. That is the last component of this closet of the actual like structure of it, and it's really just for decoration obviously, but it will make it look more polished and put together. I have zero experience with crown molding. Definitely want to have the crown in this house, so it's a good opportunity for me to learn how to cut it because I have, like I said, no experience with it, and there are a couple more places in the house where we will need to have it installed.
We actually got really lucky with this part. We were able to recycle and use some crown molding that was removed from the master bedroom, and we only had to miter some of these pieces rather than learn how to cope them, because we were using some pieces that were already coped, because that's a whole nother side of installing crown molding that requires a lot of time and skill. I just love this transformation so much. It has been so long since we've had a proper closet. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Is this something that you would do in your home? And stay tuned for my next video where I reveal the rest of this room and the complete transformation of this ordinary room into a closet room that we love and enjoy. See you guys next time. Bye.